next to my subdivision is rated one of the best. Party Elementary, and then you have the Brookwood District.
This is all in the town.
Yeah,
Okay.
No,
Buford has some really good.
Gwinnett County.
Yeah, sorry,
Oh,
Gwinnett,
okay,
Gwinnett. Buford has some really good school system.
Do a countdown for me, Nat.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright.
I know that's what everybody says. I'm part of like this
Definitely.
Yeah,
Facebook group. I was like, oh, when it comes to the school system. And it wasn't until recently they were like, somebody said there's a heavy Hispanic
Just say,
population.
do you want your house sound like a level one real quick, or just still kind of standing out?
Tons.
Okay.
Cut it completely off.
And is it like a mix? Well, because I know like back
Cut
in
off
New
again.
York, Long Island, they said it was like full of like Ecuadorians and Mexicans. But that was like the main two.
It's
I think
like
it's
you may be able to
predominantly
take that out of like
yeah. The Spanish now. When you say Spanish in Georgia, it's Mexican.
Oh, okay.
It's predominantly Mexican. You do have some Puerto Ricans, some Cubans, some Dominicans, but it's predominantly Mexican.
Okay. Your call.
I do not think their school system.
Not Norcross either. Not Norcross. If you're gonna do near Norcross, Duluth is a little better than Norcross.
You guys need any water?
Well, no, thank you. We're good.
Good. Alright.
Yeah. And I used to live in Norcross too, so.
Alright, Nat. This next time we're gonna be 12. I've added 2 minutes to it.
Okay.
Use that as an intro.
Okay. 12, 10.
So I'll give you.
I think I'm mostly seeing a lot of time on that one.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna give you your 10-minute, 5-minute, and 2-minute warning, and that should be. You got scene 2 on there for me, sir.
Camera 2 rolling.
Camera 1, rolling.
Going to get on the camera 3.
Come to your right. Lord, stop.
Scene 2, take 1, and mark. Line on set.
Your 12 minutes starts in 5, 4. Wait, hold on. Cut. Go. Hold on. Alright, make sure I get everybody's mailing on screen.
Oh.
Real quick. Am I in your phone?
No, you're good.
Look at the middle camera for me, Chigga, please.
The middle camera,
Yeah,
or
you got it on there.
okay.
Okay, he's cool. Yeah, that can be same.
Okay.
Okay. You can, camera 1 rolling. I got you. Camera 2 rolling. Come up. Good.
Alright, second stick. Scene 2, take 1, and mark.
Alright, in 5.
Hi, I am Keisha Simon, originally born in Trinidad, raised in New York for the majority of my life. I've been here in Atlanta for 21 years, and I now reside in the Stonecrest area.
And I am Dirk Christiani. Atlanta in about '97. I've been here ever since, partaking in everything Caribbean that Atlanta, actually Georgia, has to offer.
All right.
Is a celebration of life. And Caribbeans, we put an extra flair on everything we do. So the carnival that you're talking about, that is the carnival that, for lack of a better way of put it, let's say the Midwest. That's the Midwest definition. But here on the East Coast and the rest of the world, carnival is known as celebration of lights, colors, excitement, fun, the costumes, some parts of the floats, the whole production is what carnival is, and it's a carnival is an expression of your inner fun. If we can look at it that way.
Definitely.
Yeah, and to just piggyback on that, to me, Carnival is color and costumes and masks and whining and just having a time expressing one's freedom. Rhythm section and steel pan and
Bacchanal.
just yes, paint and powder and just whining low. All of my life, from Kitty's Carnival right on up. I don't miss Trinidad Carnival. Every year, jump high, jump low, sick or well, I am jumping up with Tribe. And this has been my tradition for years. So it's in my DNA. I don't miss it. I go from state to state and I play mass. It's just that's life for me.
That's it.
Yes.
So carnival is not just a Trini thing, just to interject a little bit. But I will say they are very dedicated. I know Trinis will leave their job if they don't get the time off. They will leave their job and come and find a job when they come back,
Correct.
just to go to carnival. And that's not an exaggeration. You talk to any Trini, they will tell you that's not an exaggeration. But carnival is celebrated in every country, island, crevice of the Caribbean. Most of them have their own carnivals, from crop over to Mashumani. Every country celebrates carnival. Carnival is in London, Germany, Italy, Japan.
Yeah.
All of these countries have, and when I mention those countries, I'm talking about a Caribbean carnival, not a German carnival. They have Caribbean
Yes.
carnival in Germany. So if you can imagine that. And you mentioned some of those in the United States. I just want to let you and others know that Atlanta is actually the third biggest carnival in the United States.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
New York is number one, Miami is number two, and we are hot on the heels at number three.
Okay.
And we are growing larger. At the Atlanta Decaf Carnival, that is going to be. We're looking at least to get number two and number one in a few years.
Yes.
Okay.
So I got involved. Of course, I've been a DJ since I was in Seta. So I've usually been playing on someone's truck. I've usually been involved in some way or other in planning until, a few years recently, they're like, well, come off the truck and come behind the costumes. So I got involved and became a band leader, and now I'm fully engulfed that I am now the president of the Atlanta GCAP Carnival Band Leaders Association.
Okay. That's a lot. So, you mentioned Tribe, you mentioned being on the truck. There's a lot of people that's watching it and they're just like, what is, they don't know these terms. So now that I've been immersed in, because I always say I'm Trini by association, I'm Guyanese by association. My family's from Haiti.
Ça passe.
Nabule. And so what is specifically talking about mass? Oh, that might not be a 5-minute thing, but talking about mass, how does one get into it? So just correct me if I'm wrong. All right. First, you have to look and decide what type of mass or what mass band it is that you want to play with.
Correct.
Right? Okay. And what does it mean to play mass?
So to play mass is getting fully involved. So the first thing that you're going to start with is actually going and experiencing, because before mass we have the build up, the lead up into it. Not the costumes are usually early on, but even before the costumes, you would have went to a band launch for that particular mass band, maybe the year before or early on in the year. A lot of people, what they do is they say, okay, I'm going to go to every band launch of every band that I'm interested, and then after I go and see the costumes, then I pick out which band I want to play mass with. Then after you pick out which band you want to play mass with, then we have you fill out your applications with your sizes and your dimensions, so we could you have to pick out the costume that you want. Out of the costumes that you have either seen at the band launch or on the website or advertised somewhere, a lot of bands have mass camps where you can actually go and see and touch the feathers and feel the material. So you pick out your costume, you get measured, you send in your measurements, and then once you have your costume picked out, then the mass camps engage you they do events throughout until the time of carnival. The time of carnival, you get your costume ready, you get we usually give you a bag with your necessities. In there you might find water bottles, napkins, stuff that you need, and then the big day, carnival, where you have the most fun that you probably ever had in your life.
Yes.
It's a big party, and I don't think people understand, like during carnival you don't get any sleep.
No.
But going back, so a band launch is essentially a fashion show, and with that fashion show you're looking to see what section you want to be in.
Correct.
Right. And then you choose, you go and then party and whatnot. Now there's major, I feel like every mass band to me is major, because to be on a scale of showcasing what it is that you're trying to put out, I think that's something phenomenal. And not everybody could do it, because we know getting closer to the day when you play mass and you're in the parade and whatever, it does get hectic. So even to have it begin, quote unquote, for saying, I think it's pretty amazing. But you mentioned Tribe, and Tribe is, if not the biggest mass band in the world, honestly.
Yeah.
So, and it's very hard to get a costume in Tribe. But what makes Tribe, not to give them any type of shout out or whatever, but what makes them so that's the band you want to play with? I look at them, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to play with them. Then I look at the price, and I'm like, I'm not going to play with them. So what makes Tribe, and I hear what people say, but what to you makes Tribe that's the band I want to play with?
The experience.
Yeah.
The experience. They fall short with nothing. They owe you nothing after that day. Anything and everything that you can possibly need for the 2 days that you're playing mass in Trinidad, Tribe will give it to you, absolutely, hands down. And this has been their thing from ever since inception. They used to be Poison, they broke off, and now it's Tribe, and now they have Lost Tribe. And I mean, you want for nothing when you play with Tribe. So yes, you pay for that experience. I just save my coins and just keep growing, just keep going.
That's it. All right, so we will be right back after these messages. Don't move.
And cut.
All right. Yeah, I always look at Tribe and everybody says the same exact
Yes.
thing. The experience
It's
is
unheard of.
right, and then the amenities that comes with everything.
Oh,
I'm
my
just like,
goodness.
I look on the sideline. I'm like, yeah, there goes Tribe. And in 2015, I played with Ronnie and Carol. It was my first time in Trinidad. I like theirs, but like we got back to the mass camp, and like we're sitting down, no, here's a rumble. I'm just like, what is happening?
Yeah,
The
here we
massive
come.
people. I was like,
Here we
oh, here they
come.
come, and they still drinking.
Yes,
It's like, wait a minute.
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, me and my sister was like, we're done. And then they just came and like the energy just built right back up.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, maybe next year. And then 2020 came. Who do we play with in 2020? Not Tribe.
No,
See,
that's when he's. Did we have? Yeah, 2020. Yeah, that was the
we
last one.
played with Paparazzi.
Okay.
Paparazzi.
I've played with Paparazzi on a Monday and then did my tribe on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Back in like 2014. It was pretty good.
The costumes don't compare. Like they just have this type of
The material, huh?
not even just like a wow factor. Anytime Tribe steps out,
Yeah.
anytime that, and I can't remember Bliss. I think it's
Bliss
another
is,
one.
yeah,
They're
Bliss is
part of
our
it.
break off.
So I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, Bliss is our sister, the smallest sister.
Right, because I'm assuming it got too big.
Yeah.
So they had
now
to break
have
it down.
Lost Tribe and Bliss.
Lost Tribe. Oh, that's another one that I love. Like that one, to me it seems more not authentic, but like that's what mask should look like, you know?
Right.
Not the what is it? Bikini mask.
I'm good.
Good. But yeah, so I want to talk about the rebirth of Carnival now that the world is opening back up.
Okay.
Where do you guys see it going? Along with the cost, because a lot of the times people think, oh, I'm not paying that, but you mentioned how it's an experience that you're getting. You're not just getting the costume, you're getting food, you're getting, I think, was it Tribe that had like the stations with the makeup?
Oh yes, yeah.
I need to go. Okay,
Yes, yes.
I need to try it.
Like we try to provide everything that you need.
You're
'Cause
with
remember
Tribe too?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
So we each have our own
Band
bands.
here in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You're
he's the president and I'm the treasurer
Okay.
for the committee, the
Okay.
band leaders
Okay.
council, right? And so we each have our bands here. So I'm with Inferno,
And I'm with Unity Mass.
right?
Okay. Inferno was the black and white.
Yes.
Black and gold.
Yes.
Yes, that was fire.
The black and gold. Natasha did it.
Okay. And then you said
Unity Mass.
Unity. But I didn't know that you guys were number 3, which only makes sense. I mean, it is
Yeah.
Georgia, and
Right.
the way that I see Georgia going with everybody coming down,
Girl,
Oh yeah.
I'm here.
we
So
trying to stop it, Jesus.
everybody says the same thing.
Because after the pandemic, we were still open, so
Yeah.
people came and got a taste.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
Georgia never closed.
Nat, are you good?
I'm great.
All right, you have another 10 minutes.
Okay.
Camera rolling.
Camera 2 rolling?
Hurry it up, son.
Let me see your guys' shirts. Atlanta Decap.
Scene 3, take
Atlanta
1 and mark.
Carnival Leaders Council Inc. Okay. Just want you guys to talk about your roles. That's DeKalb, Atlanta DeKalb Carnival. I got that correct.
Ready to go? Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, and welcome back. So again, we are sitting down with Miss Keisha and Mr. Chigga, who are very high in the Atlanta. Look at it one more time. Carnival Band Leaders Council Incorporated.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about your roles and what is it that you guys do for the Atlanta DeKalb Carnival?
So we are members of the board. I am the president. Keisha is the treasurer. And what we try to do is we try to bring some organization to the at least the band leaders aspect of the carnival. So it's a big production. and it needs management. So we are the management arm of the revelry that you see.
Is it being a president? Is it a lot of stress?
Oh my, it's very
Because you're not
stressful.
only dealing with those that obviously you're dealing with those that have the bands, and then
Band leaders,
everything that comes after that. So I
Right.
know. So with a treasurer,
Yes.
the importance of your job. If you would elaborate.
It's just making sure that the funds that we do secure are put in places that it's deemed for, that it's deemed necessary for. That's pretty much it. And keeping checks and balances of every penny that comes in.
Okay. So you both are part of different mass bands.
Yes.
Right? Inferno
Yes.
and Unity.
Yeah, Unity
Okay.
Mass, yeah.
Unity Mass, Inferno Mass. Okay, and I saw, no offense, but I saw Keisha's and the costumes from last year, or that were supposed to be for last year, were fire. Like fire. It looked like body tape. The way like the model was like, it was beautiful, phenomenal. Where do you guys get your ideas from? If not you, but like maybe your section leaders, like ideas for, the costumes and especially the theme.
Okay. So what happens is, Inferno Mass Band has been putting out themselves to play mass for about 13 years, if I'm not wrong. It's either 12 or 13. The owner of the band is actually my brother, and I manage the entire costumes, the mask, the distributions, that stuff that comes with it. So what happens is we have a team of people, approximately about 6 of us, that will sit down and we'll throw different ideas and different themes out. And, we vote on the themes. Once the themes have been selected, then we start talking about the colors. And we try not to repeat colors that we've played with in the past 6 to 8 years at all. Just want something absolutely different. And then we seek out the designers. So for the past 2 years, almost 3 years, we went to New York, did a lot of research, and found Natasha Marshall and Marlon Smart. And they have been with us for the past 2. This is going to be the 3rd year that they're with us. And they are amazing. We leave the concept of the costumes up to them. We say, hey, this is the theme, this is the color. Even naming the sections, sometimes we'll leave it open until they present their input with what the costumes are going to look like. And once they show us the design, then we come up with the names. That's how we do it.
And
for
I
Inferno.
definitely could co-sign. Marlon and Natasha, they are powerhouses,
Yes.
okay? And they recently just launching for Miami,
Yes.
I believe this weekend. And from what I saw, like the previews, amazing. So how do you guys come up with your theme and colors and sections for your mass band?
So Unity Mass is a band that actually got started in Raleigh, North Carolina, and they've been doing it in Raleigh for years. Band of the Year for 5 years straight in Raleigh. We brought them to Atlanta, and Miss Erica Dixon, who is a fitness instructor, a Zumba instructor. She is the Zumba instructor that you see on the Soca cruises. So she's very well known. So we went and we got a well-known designer, Christian Boucard from Trinidad. And she actually lives in Trinidad. She actually flies up for our carnivals just to see the design. So, and I have a little input, but I kind of leave that to Erica and Kristen to come up with the colors, the designs, the sections, and that part of it is a lot of work. So
I can imagine.
oh my goodness.
No
So
sleep.
a lot of stress, because not only do you have to deal with coming up with the designs, you have to deal with trying to please everyone. So
Correct.
And I think what makes me so attracted to certain mass bands is like how unified each section is, because I don't even remember who it was, but if the top or the theme is like birds, right, and they have like a canary, a red robin, a blue jay, whatever, and everything just matches, but then there's some bands that you just like a dinosaur, like wait, what's going on? So I get the stresses of being a band leader. And at the end of the day, everything ends up falling on you guys, right?
Correct.
So if the customer is not happy, then
Correct.
Fingers point to us. Yeah.
right. How do you guys go about dealing with those conflicts?
I'm the one that deals with with all the masqueraders, the customers, the ups and downs, whether they happy, they sad, and I just deal with each person individually. Every there's no cookie cutter to fix a situation, so it just depends on the situation. Be sympathetic, because
Right.
I myself am a masquerader, and I also believe in being vulnerable, letting them know that, hey, this is team no sleep. You
Right.
know, this is not something that's fly by night, or we've just pulled out the air within the last 24 hours. This is something that has been building up for months and months, and our job is to just perfect it. So that's kind of my way of handling it, being vulnerable. Once they could relate to how I feel, I totally understand. The situation gets a little bit better.
Right.
And a good example is when when COVID first started and everyone was anticipating Carnival, we had a lot of people that actually already bought costumes.
Okay, right.
And then when you heard everything was shut down, then the big questions was, what, I paid my money.
What happens?
What happens? Do I keep my costume for next year? And you knowing that every year we try to come out with a different theme. So, does that money roll over? Do I just wear my costume that I should have wore? So all of that, as band leaders, we had to address those issues and situations in as recently as now. Even with this year, a lot of people anticipate, because Atlanta never really shut down. But people have to understand there was a great deal of production before that day, because they kind of officially opened up like a week before a carnival should have been. But that doesn't give us enough production time to actually stage a carnival. So you have
Right.
to explain that to your band members. They say, look, everything else is open. Why aren't we doing
Right,
carnival?
right.
So that's how we kind of try to balance and provide the best customer service we can.
Right. I'm going to put him on the spot. But back in 2010, I believe, I was playing Mass with Rama J, my favorite mass man, in New York. And Akin Ross, man, Akin had me in his garage, or somebody's garage, with a glue gun. And I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, what I saw in the mass camp and being here, I have to help where I can. That's it. Because it's such a long process. It's such a tedious process. You're dealing with a whole lot of people, and not for nothing, Brooklyn has that, certain attitude. And it's just one of those things where, all right, let me fit in where I could get in, And I'm not knocking any of you guys, but I always feel like mass bands could always use more help.
Absolutely.
Way more help.
That's not a knock. We absolutely want more help.
All right. All right, guys, we'll be right back after these messages. Don't move.
Okay.
Had a little bit more time?
Yeah.
A minute, 2 minutes, a minute and 30.
Probably had maybe about a minute.
Okay, so I added to the next part. Sorry, next part is Carnival going forward. What can we expect from you two? I'm excited to see, now that I'm here, to definitely play in Atlanta for next year. And contact information that people could contact you. And yeah, things like that.
Okay.
But I'm excited. Are you guys doing Miami?
A fact,
You are?
for sure.
I'm nervous still. I don't know.
I got my shot, and I will have some masks to match my outfits, and I am in it.
I feel like Miami is going to be
Madness.
crazy.
It is.
That
It
explosion,
is.
like you guys said, the build up to getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's waiting, and since this is like the first one,
Oh goodness.
It's gonna be.
I can't even get a
ridiculous.
car to rent. I finally
that
secured
serious?
my
Okay, maybe I won't.
Airbnb because it's a group of us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just we're waiting on some connects to get back with us on renting at this point a big SUV.
Okay.
And just call it a day. We're gonna do everything. We already got our Juve package.
Listen.
Listen.
No games played.
I am a masquerader tonight. I chase carnivals.
Listen, that was one of my goals until I think it was last year. I was like, I don't think I could do it. Was, and the first time I played Mass in Trinidad, it was very much, we did like a couple of parties and then we went to sleep, then we woke up. So we had enough time. Like, that's how come we were on the road for the entire, from morning to night. But this time around, we were back to back to back to
Yeah.
back. And like, it was the middle of the day, scorching, headache. I was
yeah.
like, yeah, call ZZ was our driver. Let's go. I need to go lay down. Like, but I do want to try, definitely UK,
Okay.
Grenada. I heard-
Spice.
have you-
Spice mess.
I need to try that. I think those are like my big two. Definitely, I never did crop
Over.
over.
That's another good one.
But yeah, we shall see. That's another thing. Trinidad. I keep in contact with the people that we were in last year, and they said like the numbers keep skyrocketing, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
it's
what?
going to be no carnival, at least not the normal time frame. Because
I
my
figured.
parents still live back there, and I'm just like, I talk to my mom every other day, and I'm like, girl, what you heard? You know, so,
Because you ready?
Did they just enforce another curfew a couple of weeks ago?
yes.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen? She said last she heard.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
No, no,
Last-
no, I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
Oh, yeah. She's like, last she heard, it's not going to be in February. They're thinking maybe somewhere later down the next end of the year. But I'm just like, just scrap it and
How would they
let's
do
come
that?
back.
Because then the next year would be in February, so you would have, let's say, a carnival
Exactly.
in September,
And
and then
then
you have to
having one
create
again in
production and
February.
again
that'd
for
be
February.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
that's
mess.
going to be a lot.
All right, you got another 10 minutes, last 10 minutes segment.
All right.
So, camera one is wrong. Two. That's good.
Scene 4, take 1, and Mark.
Thank you. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, and welcome back. So off break, we were talking about the pandemic, and I want to ask you guys, how has that affected your businesses?
It's just like any other business. It stopped it. It put a pause. Let's not say stop. It paused our business because, of course, there's no carnival, there's no costumes, there's no production, there's no mass camp. We're still fed. We're not gonna stop fed. So we're still fed in, but as far as carnival and the production at this carnival, it's on pause
Okay.
until next year. So we definitely will be. Looks like very, very promising that we will absolutely be back next year. So I can't. What that kind of does is it gives us extra preparation time. Because what's been happening is that even though it's been paused, the band leaders have been putting everything in place for next year, and they've got a more lead-in time to do that than we would normally get. So you can look for a absolutely fabulous staging of the 2022 Atlanta Decab Carnival.
I'm
for
ready.
sure.
How has it affected you?
Just like Chigga said, we are on pause. The good thing is our designers, although they were in quarantine, and they continue to create these beautiful designs. So as opposed to having to think about, oh my goodness, what can they do? They have so many samples that we can actually choose from. So we're ahead of the game with designs at least. This time around, we may take a look at the designs and then come up with a theme, as opposed to doing it the other way around, which is how we normally do it. So yes, 2022 is going to be amazing. It's the COVID has definitely given us time even to take a look at the business and how we run things.
Right.
And and changing, just making some adjustments to just handling the project, because that's pretty much what it is. So, yeah, we're ready.
Okay, so we quickly spoke about like the cost of masks, and a lot of people say that, well, those that are playing say the same thing, like it's too expensive, so they don't want to play, right? So going, I guess, post-pandemic, do you see the cost of masks rising in regards to you got to catch up for the years that you missed?
I wouldn't necessarily say rising. And a lot of it, so a lot of people don't realize that it's just like economics. A lot of the pricing is dependent on the material, the fabrics,
Yes.
the feathers,
Oh, yeah.
the gems. If that stuff goes up, everything goes up. And what people don't realize is that the past couple of years since since your president was in office with the whole China ban, a lot of our supplies.
Who's president?
Your president, not
Oh,
mine.
okay. Not mine either.
A lot of stuff was coming from China, and because of the whole trade war, it made it not necessarily harder, but they raised the cost on
Right.
a lot of things because of the foolishness that was going on. So, of course, we can't absorb those costs, so it's handed on to our masqueraders. Now, what happens though is that the more you pay for Carnival, the more you pay to play mass, the more obligated we are as band leaders to provide you with a more excellent experience.
That
You
is
get
correct.
what you pay for.
Yes.
Okay. One thing I wanted to speak about is going forward, right? Did I ask this question? What can we expect? Oh, okay. You asked it off camera. But what can we expect? Because right now, if you guys are part of like the Caribbean circuit, everything's about Miami Carnival,
Yes.
and it's about to be a zoo in October.
yes.
Somebody's going.
Yeah.
But what can we expect going forward? Not just Carnival in the States, but whenever, the Caribbean opens back up, or, I think I saw something with Caesar Army doing something out in the UK. What can we expect going forward?
So, when you look at the Caribbean, yes, Carnival is a major part of the Caribbean experience. But fetting and partying is another part. So, if you look everywhere, just about in the world, there is a major event that happens just about every weekend. Whether it be Igloo, the one in Jamaica, they're not happening this year.
Is it Sands?
Sands,
is another big
there's
one.
parties every single week. Mass camps don't shut down. There's always a fete. We always do something every week. So all of this is, like I said, when you play mass, it's not just the day. It's the build up to the day.
Right.
So even though Miami's going to be the first one, you can expect, because right behind Miami you have the Virgin Islands. You have so many carnivals that are like just lined up to go off. Let's look at Miami as just the inauguration to Carnival 2022.
That's it.
And
Yep.
the fact that people have missed Carnival for a
feeling.
couple of years, those carnivals. If I was a municipality, if I was a someone that was looking for advertising, or someone looking to put my money into places that they think that they will get a good return, I would invest heavily in carnivals,
Yes,
because
there's so many people.
people are waiting
Yeah.
anxiously for Carnival.
Definitely. What about you? What do you think is the big boom?
So yes, I will be in Miami, front and center, because I am one of those people that has been just waiting for this experience, for a year and a half, almost 2 years. So what's going to happen? Miami is the kickoff. It is going to be a zoo, but hopefully everyone can just be safe and
Right.
live to see another carnival. So yeah, that's Chigga pretty much summed it up.
All right. So to anybody watching and of course these two in here that never experienced mass, what can you say, or like, what is, I always say, Carnival to me is something that I can't explain, like you have to be in it. But if you guys could explain it to those that never partook in it, what would you tell them?
So, imagine this. You ever got out the shower and you just stood in front of the mirror and you just had some music playing and you just danced and sang in front of the mirror? Carnival is that. With not just you dancing and singing, but all of your friends, family, all of the people from walks of life. You have lawyers, you have janitors, everyone comes out. And basically, like Keisha said, Carnival is an expression of the joy that's in you. Just imagine you being able to celebrate whatever beautiful emotion that you have inside. That's what you're missing if you are not playing mass.
Yes.
And for me, you are right. It's kind of hard to explain because it's a feeling that's just undescribable. You're not. There's no judgment. Definitely no judgment zone. And as Chigga said, it's people from all walks of life, from different ends of the spectrum. I mean, it's just a level of being absolutely free to do whatever you want, in a level of celebration. Whether you know how to dance, you don't know how to dance, you know how to sing, you don't know how to sing, nobody cares.
Yeah.
It is just a level of you being absolutely free.
Absolutely.
No judgment.
Super. Everybody's embracing you.
Yes.
And you said everybody from lawyers to, I've seen councilmen,
Yes.
senators.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody partakes in Carnival,
sure.
and they don't come back the same. You know, you need a little week or maybe a week and two to, like, you know, re-up and whatever. But how can people get into contact with you guys?
So the organization, you could get us, of course, social media, Atlanta DeKalb Band Council on IG. You can send us a message there. The website, we took some of the time down to redesign the website, so it's coming back up.
Okay.
And it's going to be AtlantaBandLeadersCouncil.org. And outside of that, we have our Facebook page, Atlanta Band Leaders Council.
Okay.
You can also reach us at the Atlanta DeKalb Carnival Facebook page.
Okay.
So you have, and there's that also that Atlanta DeKalb Carnival website. So you have many different vehicles that get in contact with us.
Okay. And also your two mass bands?
So Unity Mass, of course. Unity Mass. Unity Mass band on the internet. Unity Mass on everything is Facebook, IG, everything else.
Okay.
Yeah, and for us, it's InfernoATL .net, and it's InfernoATL for all our handles as well.
All right. Well, thank you guys so very much. I appreciate it. You know, I do feel like I'm a little bit home now.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for the invite.
Thank you.
This
Thank
is
you.
awesome.
We definitely some like a part 2 right before Miami, maybe,
Okay.
because we don't know how it's gonna be, you know. But yeah, guys, thank you. Thank you, and we'll be right back after these messages. Don't move.
And cut.
All right, Chigga and Keisha. Thank you guys so very much. We are going to. Nick, do you want to do some drops? Yeah, and some. My name is Keisha. I'm from the Atlanta Council, DeKalb. That you guys are watching, or make sure you subscribe to e-linetv.com.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have them stand like in front of here, so I'm gonna move this over real quick. We're gonna put them on this camera since they're already mic'd to that one. And then
Okay.
we'll do everything right back.
Okay, so pretty much I am Keisha Simon.
From
From Atlanta. Yeah, it catches me too.
right,
Atlanta Carnival Band Leaders
Leaders
Council.
and make sure you guys subscribe to e-linetv.com.
E-linetv.com.
You guys could do it together, or if you guys want to do it separate. Nick, what do you
Let's do it
prefer?
together.
Together?
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you gonna remember all that? So I'm gonna say, I am Keisha.
Lance Bottoms.
We actually saw it the other day.
I am Keisha Simon. And you're gonna say I'm DJ Chigga. And then I'm gonna say of Atlanta.
I forgot just how it was.
You want me to say that part?
Please remember to subscribe to E-Line. Now that part I forgot.
E-line-TV.com.
E-line-TV.com.
Chigga, remember all. And get my good side.
Y'all move to your right a little bit. That's
You
good right there.
this.
No, that's fine. That's not on the side.
Take you on the next side. This is my good side.
Oh, jeez.
Put it right there. Start situating.
So then I'll start, and then you go, and then you can
Pass it back to me. Okay.
Do you know who you're playing with in Miami?
Either gonna be Ramajay or Freaks.
Freaks.
Yeah, because I think Freaks is dropping today, matter of fact. So Natasha they have costumes in both. So I'll play with their section in one of them.
You gotta take a step forward. Perfect. All right, you guys both count down from 10 forward.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
That's
4.
good right there.
Okay.
So you guys know what you're gonna say?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. This is gonna be take one at a time. So when I'm basically count down from 5 and point at you, and that's when you guys start.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, I am Keisha.
And I am DJ Chigga. We're both from the Atlanta Carnival. Let's take two.
Try to let me know you guys ready.
Ready.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, I'm Keisha.
And I'm DJ Chigga from the Atlanta Carnival Band Leaders Council. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us online at e-linemediatv.com.
Subscribe to E-Line.
Subscribe? Okay. All right. Do
Let's
it one
go.
more time.
Yeah.
E-line.
E dash-
Do you want to write it? You
Yeah.
don't remember. Can we write it?
I got you.
Or just put it up.
Just put it up here. First
Yeah.
of all, you can't even see that.
Hold on, I'll put it on the paper.
I'm not the one that wears
Just increase the
glasses.
font so you can see.
I'm not the one that
I
wears
can't
glasses. Oh, you can't see. Okay.
You guys probably can't even see this. E-Line TV.
And subscribe.
Um,
E-line. Oh, no media?
Just,
E-line
yeah, just stick
TV.
it right there.
Okay.
Okay,
There we go.
so now we can break it up a little bit. So I am Keisha.
I am DJ Chigga.
From you say this, because I'm gonna forget. and then I'll say, and we want you guys to subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe to e-linetv.com.
Okay.
Here we go, guys. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, I'm Keisha.
And I'm DJ Chigga. We're both from the Atlanta Carnival Band Leaders Council. And we just want you to make sure you subscribe to e-linetv.com.
And cut. Perfect, guys. Thank you all so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Us three.
Yes, I can.
And then after this, I'm gonna unmic you guys and then walk you out.
Get it off photography pose.
Oh, thank you.
You said a picture, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. 3. All right. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Yes. Oh, another. Right. Oh, this is amazing brown skin. Oh, yes. All right.
Good.
That's good.
Thank you guys so very much. You can leave that there.
Send me the
Thank you for
pictures,
having
or
I-
maybe
Get
the
shoot
mics
one
off,
with
guys?
my, can you take one
Yeah.
with me? And I can, I'll post as well.
Okay. You should go into.
Okay. Turn it off so that I could save some type of battery.
On the microphone. So,
Chick, are you gonna go to Miami?
here you go, sir.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going, honey. I need a break. I need a whole
I think
break
we
from
all
life.
do.
I'm trying to explore other places. I wanna go to Ghana and Nigeria at the end of the year.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take 2 more and 1 more. Thanks.
Okay, one more with just me and Chigga.
Yes.
We need stuff to post on your.
All right. 3. 1, 2, 3. Take another one. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You guys are ready? These are for you.
Oh,
We're gonna get our
thank you.
magazine.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna put my card in there. You guys wanna walk? Exit. She got all this stuff. You got everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you. Take care.
So it's just her talking about whatever counts.
Yep. After this, immediately put that back on the chart. Hopefully we can get a lunch break.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably after this.
All right, so another 5 minutes. Okay, what am I talking about? We did 12 for the first one, 10, 10,
So this is 5.
5. Wait, there's something that came out this weekend. Oh, we got Soulja Boy, Britney Spears.
So I had a question that,
Mm-hmm.
did you have a Zoom today?
No, so the 2 Zoomers canceled. That was the call from earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, they had to be out.
Can you switch it
But
to
yeah.
St. Paul?
They wanted to like do it next week, but I'm like, no, there's a schedule and now there's people, so maybe further down the line.
Okay. Nick, I don't know if you had a chance to update, so Kiana, when she read the email, she realized when she read it with her eyes, she couldn't be in 2 places at one time. So her family is pushed to 5. She's gonna be here at 4 with her other group of people. Okay. And I hate to say it, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that it turns out to be a good group. But I have a feeling that's gonna be a short-lived meeting because it's been very confusing and not organized from the beginning. So you probably, you guys will probably be out here quickly. I hope I'm wrong, but I just have a feeling that it's not gonna be very much to show up. This is really an attendance thing because we've been hearing about the show, but we're not seeing anybody.
I was gonna say, okay. Do you still want us to take a lunch after this?
Yeah, absolutely, because, yeah, are you guys meeting for any meeting today? No, not today.
So I'll keep
Do you have one more segment?
Yeah,
Oh,
closing.
Everybody everybody started moving around and laughing.
So I got the video, it's like, since my day's also on Monday, I was like, I gotta find another Harris person again.
Oh, no, your sister not gonna be able to do it?
I don't know if she's still, working on Mondays, I think I can still try, I think the only thing I need to find now is another barber.
Oh, okay.
This is scene 5?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, the Mary J. Blige thing. I think that's tonight.
Let me know when you are ready not.
Okay.
Wait, what are we doing with the microphone here? Are we on the phone?
I just put on boom for this 5 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, just kidding. Mary J. Blige, My Life. This should be fun to watch.
You put it on camera.
Your closing segment is how long?
5 minutes. Shorten it to like 3.
What are you gonna talk about?
The Soldier Boy Bow Wow.
Yes, sir.
Mary J. Blige, My Life documentary,
You have the,
and Britney Spears.
okay.
Britney Spears. I guess we could talk about her. It's pretty popular.
Need some back and forth on Bow Wow. Got you.
Funny what?
Like if you're trying to draw out anything, I can help you on Bow Wow.
Okay. I wasn't excited about it until
Let's switch it off. So that
now.
goes on.
Bow Wow. Little Bow Wow.
So let me know when you're ready now.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, I ready.
You said correct?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Camera 1 rolling.
Number 2 rolling.
Timer. Alright.
This shirt. Am I okay? Am I sitting okay?
Yeah, you're saying fine.
Okay.
I'll move to your left hand. That's good right there.
Fix your right side of your hair.
Scene 5, take 1 and mark.
Pull it down.
I did it with my brush. Better? Don't pull too tight. It just come off. Yeah.
I like that. When a man can fix it too, I love it.
Alright, in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, so we're going to get into a couple of hot topics to end this lovely show off. So, first thing I want to talk about is Bow Wow versus Soulja Boy in the upcoming Versus battle. We all know Versus, brought to you by Timberland and what's the other guy's name? Swiss Beats. I wasn't excited about this, but now that I see everything on social media about this, I am. As you guys know, I used to be a little Bow Wow fan, heavy back in the day. Like you guys heard me say this before. I thought I was gonna get married to Little Bow Wow. I don't know what happened, but I'm rooting for Team Bow Wow. Although somebody thinks Soulja Boy is gonna take the L, take the win. But does anybody actually win Versus? I think it's yes. I don't think so. I personally don't think anybody wins it.
I think it's more a celebration.
Of music and coming together. Although they're doing like tit for tat back and forth via their social media, and it's really petty but entertaining. But I'm Team Bow Wow. Cam, you probably don't care. Nick, Soulja Boy.
Soulja Man. We'll take that W.
Yeah, I guess. Speaking of Versus, Mary J. Blige was on The Breakfast Club, and she said they questioned her about her doing a Versus and who she might go up against. And that was a good question. I don't think she had a response. But who do you think a Versus battle with Mary J. Blige? Like who could go up against her?
Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill? I could see that. Yeah. Lauryn Hill and Mary J. Blige. I'll watch that. Definitely. But she also has her documentary coming out today, I believe on Amazon, called My Life. And I'm excited about that because from what I hear with Mary, she's been through a lot, and you hear it in her music. I still have What's the 411, the actual album, and that was my introduction to her. And I've been a fan ever since. And I love me a good Mary song. When Mary's going through it, she writes about it, she sings about it, and not for nothing, it sounds way better. Because you hear that emotion, you hear the struggle, you hear the pain through her songs. And yeah, I love it. Do you guys have a favorite Mary song? There's so many. My Life. What you gonna do without? The one with Method Man.
There's so many.
The one with, does she have one with Biggie Smalls?
There's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many features she has too.
That too. So a versus would be amazing. Or just another Mary J. Blige concert. She actually just released a single too called Hourglass. I like it. I don't love it, but I do like it. Okay, so did you guys hear about Britney Spears? Everybody was like, free Britney, free Britney. And I was like, okay, what's this hashtag about? And so apparently she had like an open court, I guess, speech that the public could listen in. And pretty much she's trying to get out of like I can't remember the term, but getting out, I guess, her contract with her management. She speaks about how her therapist back in the day used to take advantage of her. Her father's taking advantage of her now. People that she's worked with, you know, and they're trying to deem her somewhat of like, you know, a little bit of not stable to take care of herself. But she's like, I have been unhappy for a very, very long time. And for me, like, I remember when she came on the scene, everybody was a Britney Spears fan. Everybody still is a Britney Spears fan. And for her to have this phenomenal career, like a lot of these celebrities, you see all these, like, the better parts of them. And then when you hear things like this, it's really sad. It's really unfortunate. Like, she was a child, not a child actress / entertainer. And for you to have to go through this in your adult life, you know, being a mother, being a wife, I don't know if she's married, but it's kind of like, you know, why does that have to happen? And I feel like anytime that there's a lot of money involved and you're pretty much the money maker, there's just a whole bunch of stuff on your shoulders that you have to deal with. So I want to say, free Britney, I guess, go on with the trend, and I hope things get better for her and I guess the rest of her career. Let me know if you guys will be tuned into the Versus battle, because I will be. And if you guys are going to watch the Mary J. Blige documentary, let me know too. All right, guys, until next week, I will see you all next week. Have a good weekend. And yeah, we'll speak to you guys on the next episode of E-Line Exclusive. Bye.
And cut.
All right, it's getting super hot.
My stomach, I was like, oh my God, I hope you gave my stomach. That was very good hot topics. Those are all the topics that I was watching and thinking. Actually, Britney they have her in like a center, I forgot what they call it, it's pretty popular place to be treated. And she's been there getting treated for years, and she's tired of it, so she wants out.
Oh.
That's why they're saying free her, because they have her doing
I didn't know that.
Twice a day. She has no privacy. They can see her when she's undressing. And she's just like,
That's sick.
And said that I'm happy. Because there's plenty of bipolar people that are medicated, they're working every week to be seeing her. And she's like, this is way too much. Like, I could just be like normal bipolar people. Like, why am I doing this?